The last time I spoke about Adrian Peterson, I was making a point that it's easy to lose your way in life once you get to the point where you're no longer pursuing something meaningful. Pointed out how Adrian comes from a long line of athletes and was obviously one of the greatest running backs, especially pure running backs in NFL history. And as you can imagine, after you've done that your whole life and understandably held on to it as long as you could, when it finally does come to an end, you can see how it can be hard to know which direction to go. Post-career, AD's had his share of troubles, including but not limited to an altercation with his wife that got him kicked off a plane, getting into a fist fight over a game of poker, and a DWI earlier this year where he was going 83 in the 55 zone. Now for the second time in the last 7 months, my boy AD has been arrested for another DUI, as recently he made another bad judgment call following another night of drunken poker. We all slip off the path from time to time. That's you, that's me, that's superstar running backs. But if you're looking to re-kickstart a healthy lifestyle, you might have some interest in today's video sponsor. Alright, today we got a brand new sponsor on the channel. Today's video is sponsored by Huel. So when you look at this bottle, you see 35 grams of protein. You probably say to yourself, cool, it's a protein shake. But actually, Huel is not a protein shake. It's not a meal replacement. It's a complete meal. So protein, yes, but also carbs, also fats. It's 400 calories. It's got all 27 essential vitamins and minerals. So that's including all the major ones you know. And one of my favorite little micronutrients that completely fix my digestion is thiamine, bro. That's vitamin B1. And it can be hard to find in the correct form. It's a good cheat code to jumpstart a healthy diet by using Huel Black as one of your daily meals. I've been really trying to get back in shape because I want to take pickleball seriously, but my biggest issue has been constant injuries, and I'm recovering so slow that I can't get on the court as much as I would like, while also doing like the off-court fitness to complement my game. But outside of sleep, nutrition is probably where I've struggled the most, if I'm really being honest. But that's what Huel comes in clutch for me. Right now I'm drinking it in the morning after my coffee, and then again in the evening after my workout. Now they also just launched a new daily greens product, and this one's just like 25 calories. It's got vitamins, minerals, superfoods, and it just helps you get that steady energy. You can find Huel in Target, or if you want a discount, you can get Huel's newest product and the rest of their products for 15% off with this exclusive offer for new customers only with code FlemLo. That's at Huel.com/FlemLo. Shout out to Huel once again, man, for sponsoring the video. Without further ado, it's time to jump back in. Here's how the most recent incident played itself out. Somebody called the police after Adrian was found asleep in his car at a gas station. This was just before 9 a.m. on October 26th. Surveillance footage showed that he pulled up a little over an hour earlier at 7:42. So he sat there at the pump for over an hour with the car still running and the headlights on. The police get there and they tap on the window. I guarantee this is not what you want to wake up to. AD lets the window down and talks to the officer, and immediately the cop gets hit with the smell of alcohol. The cop says AD had, quote, bloodshot glassy eyes and a slurred speech. Adrian allegedly didn't even know where he was. AD said he was coming from a poker game in Houston and had been trying to get back to his home in Missouri City, Texas. But the gas station he was currently at was actually located in Sugar Land, which is about 10 miles away from his crib. That said, I'm glad he made it to the gas station and actually made his way off the road. We've seen enough of these situations, so I don't even have to tell y'all what type of thing could have happened. When asked how sober he was on the scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being like blackout drunk, AD looked at the cop with his bloodshot eyes and slurred speech and said a 2. However, when the officer performed the field sobriety test, he felt the 2 might have been understating it a bit. The police report says, quote, based upon Mr. Peterson's signs of intoxication and the clues I obtained from the test, I determined Mr. Peterson had lost his normal use of his mental or physical faculties by the reason of the introduction of alcohol. So based on what he saw, he deduced that he was drunk. The whole situation played out pretty fast. Because remember, the cops was called just before 9 a.m. and by 9:23, AD was in cuffs. He refused to provide breath or blood sample, which is his right. So the cops had to go through an extra step of issuing a warrant for a blood draw, which got approved and completed around like 3 hours after the arrest. The results haven't actually been released to the public, and they could help Adrian's case or make it worse. And maybe his strategy of making them wait 3 more hours will help get the reading down a little bit, like maybe. But based on the way everything is looking right now, bro, it's not looking good for Adrian. Real. According to TMZ, one witness who was at the poker game said he saw AD quote unquote drinking like a fish. Another claimed AD was at the poker game for hours and made several trips back to his car to grab more money to gamble with. It wasn't long ago that we got reports that AD was actually having some issues financially. And that's not to judge the man, I don't know what he's got going on, but all of this excessive gambling just cannot be good. Adrian's in a dark place. At this point, to me, there's really just no denying that. I'm just hoping that soon he can admit it to himself so he can take some steps to find some help. A lot of the stories I've been covering recently just show us how dark it can get out here. From Mark Sanchez to Doug Martin to all of these guys, man, former and current NFL players. And while they can be nice, they remind us that at the end of the day, life's biggest problems can't be solved by money or fame. Let them be the proof that you can have all this stuff going for you, but you can't escape this darkness on your own. Let's pray that Adrian will find his way back to the light and stop spiraling, because it's starting to get scary. And a lot of this stuff can stem or be escalated by potential CTE. I know it's been used as a punchline more recently, but it's a real condition that can affect these cats. I know he believes in God. I have heard him acknowledge it. I believe this was back like during his playing days. But sometimes life gets tough in one area or another, and we slowly but surely lose our way. It's never too late to get right with him. It's not too late for Adrian, and it ain't too late for us. So lock back in with God and let him reveal the purpose for this season in your life. And while it's cool to have fun and relax and unwind, don't do it to the point where it becomes a distraction that pull you completely off of your path. I said this months ago, but I think that's where Adrian is at. We can pray for him and learn from his situation at the same time. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.